Here are three mindset shifts I had about my career in corporate America. The first one, here are three mindset shifts I made about my career in corporate America. The first one was playing the game. So I always heard that in order to be promoted, in order to get opportunities, you had to play the game. But I didn't want to lose being real and authentic in the process. So I hesitated. And I'm going to be honest, I really didn't give in right away, but it took another leader reaching out to me and just kind to talk about the process. And the only way to get it, he said, was to play the game and you have the potential. And when I really thought about it, I thought about how can I play the game but play it my way? And that's what I did. I made sure that the process of me getting promoted, building relationships and networking, creating a team of advocates was all about playing the game but my way. Staying authentic to who Jessica is, not being out of character. Or sometimes you hear there's situations where people lose themselves and you hear people say, they don't even act the same. I don't even know that person anymore. And of course, with leadership, there comes with growth, right? As we continue to grow within the corporate arena, you're going to have different opportunities where you grow in the role. You start to lead leaders differently. You lead direct reports differently based on their tenure and their experience in the environment that you're in. But it was so important to me to stay true to myself and not play the game where I had to throw people under the bus. I had to do things that was outside of my character to get what I wanted. So the number one thing was changing the mindset of the game. Playing the game, but playing the game my way to get what I wanted. And it has been successful multiple times to get me where I'm currently promoted to. The second thing was being an introvert, not letting it define me. And I've had another video on this. A lot of times when you talk to introverts, they talk about how they like to work by themselves, which is true. And, when you interact with people, it's sometimes really, really draining. What I've learned is not to let being an introvert define me and find a good balance of that. So whether that's blocking off time on my calendar so I'm to myself, taking walks, stepping away for lunch or breaks, that's given me the opportunity to recharge throughout the day. So when it came to being an introvert in corporate America, I didn't let that hold me back from future opportunities and building relationships. And truth be told, introverts fit very well in corporate America. I think it's great to have a combination of introverts, extroverts, and also ambiverts, right? A little bit of that introvert and extrovert, which some people tell you they've grown into that over the years just based on the environments that they're in. But the biggest mindset shift I had to make was, as an introvert, I can flourish in this environment, but I have to be willing and open to adjusting to be able to show not only my work product, but my personality, that I can be a leader, and then also work in team environments and not just by myself. And then lastly, the third mindset shift that I had to make was having relationships with others is so important. Sometimes you get into a work environment and you just want to go to work. And that's it. That's all you want to do. Clock in, do your work, and clock out. But it is so important to build relationships and also have a team of advocates that are on your side. Let me tell you, there has been many opportunities that I've been interested in, and I'm not necessarily connected to anyone, but I've known mentors, other peers, leaders, friends that may have known someone, and they were able to connect me to those individuals or put in a good word. Also, there's been opportunities that I've been interested in, but didn't really say anything, or the opportunity was becoming available and I didn't know about it. And I've had people speak on my behalf in rooms that I was not in. So it is so important to build relationships. It is important to build relationships with individuals who do not look like you. That's been some of my biggest successes. And not to say, I want to be very clear, I do have relationships in the workplace with people who look like me. But sometimes when it comes to getting feedback or seeing from a different perspective of lens, or someone who may not necessarily understand the challenges and obstacles that I go through as a Black woman, having that different perspective and kind of maybe giving me some additional items to be able to navigate through those challenges, even if that includes for promotional opportunities or any type of opportunity, it is good to have that type of relationship with those individuals. So you sometimes will hear people encouraging you maybe you want to look for a mentor who doesn't necessarily look like you. And there are definitely some pros to that. So don't disregard that just because it comes across as we can't have relationships with others that look like us in the workplace, but it definitely gives you a different perspective. So relationships is the third mindset shift that I really had to focus on. As an introvert, working by myself, at one point, I just wanted to come in and work, and I realized I have to build relationships with others in order to not only show my personality, but to be engaged, to have those advocates who would speak up in rooms for me. And when I first got promoted to leadership, my mentor actually was at a leadership meeting, and she basically worked the room on my behalf to get my name out there. So it is so important to have relationships. So these are the 3 mindset shifts that I've made while working in corporate America. Drop down in the comments and tell me if there's any that you've had in your experience.